YouTube. This is Timaeus, the God Monarch, featuring right now for Team Timaeus once more. Right now I'm bringing you guys my Monarch deck profile. Show you why the guys they call me the God. So right now let's just get right on it. First of all, you always want to play the standard 3 Adeas, the Heavenly Squire. She is very good in terms of searching out Yugiohs, and as well as granting you not just another summon thanks to Yugiohs, but once hit to that graveyard, you can search out any other banished Monarch spell or trap card and add it right back to your hand. Next up, we got Yugiohs, the Underworld Squire, which you also want to play at 3. Yugiohs always grants you, when normal special summon, can grant you another summon. And on top of that, should he or a Deo be in the graveyard, you can actually banish it to summon another Deo from the graveyard. And then you start the chain all over. Next, we want to play Landrop, the Rock Vassal. Very good when your opponent has monsters in their hand or in their field, and you control no monsters in your field. You can just special summon right to the field. Your opponent is forced to flip down a monster, and since he was special summoned, you get to normal summon again, or tribute summon in this case. And then his special ability that once tributed, you can search out another monster with 800 attack and 1000 defense, such as these guys or another vassal. Next up, for the level 6 list, you got to be playing 1 Kuraz, the Light Monarch. This guy is very good at comboing, especially with Ether, the Heavenly Monarch. With normal special summon, you can target up to two cards your opponent controls and destroy them both.
So how come you like just 1 Kuraz the Monarch?
I feel like, especially with Kuraz, because his one drawback is that he can only target your monsters, your opponent's monsters, or spell trap cards, including your own as well. And then you get to the controller of such cards can draw. So sometimes I also destroy my own cards if needed, so I could get an extra draw in. The only tie back to him though is that Gridley, he's only 1 summon in there. He can only 1 tribute. That's all it takes. And however, when normal special summoned, he cannot attack once doing so. So you have to wait an extra turn for him to attack. That's why I put him at 1. Nextly, you gotta play 1 Majesty's Fiend. This guy at many times can really kill your opponent off. 1 tribute is all it takes, and you, especially you and your opponent, are now completely shut off of all monster effects, which is technically fine. A lot of times when I first turn him, I'll just bring in the monsters just for the attack power. This guy slows down a bunch from Confirm Pals. He stops those new guys, what was it? Anyways, hang on.
The Metal Foes? Or?
Yeah, the Metal Foes. Metal Foes, Dark Magicians, even the Blue Eyes. This guy alone stops it all. Next up, for the heavier Monarchs, we gotta play 3 Ethers, the Heavenly Monarch. This guy, or actually girl, when tribute summoned, you get to have 2 of your Monarch spell trap cards from your deck, put them in your graveyard, and special summon another Monarch monster. Really good, especially if you can combo it up if you sent the right cards from your deck to your graveyard. And then, during the end phase, when the special summon monster, you get to go to your hand so you can get another tribute summon off. And then, secondly, this is actually very good. This card, as a quick effect, can be normal summoned, or in this case tribute summoned, during your opponent's main phase. Really good for shutting them out. Next up, we gotta play 3 Erebus, the Underworld Monarch. This guy, similarly, you gotta send 2 spell trap cards from your deck to your graveyard, as long as they're Monarch spell trap cards. And then you get to pretty much shuffle 1 card your opponent controls from either field, hand, or graveyard, and shuffle it right back into the deck. Next up, I play 1 Mobius, the Mega Monarch. This guy, when tribute summoned, you choose 3 back rows your opponent controls, mainly the always set 3, completely destroy them. Very good card. Very good guy. A lot of people don't play him, but I do. You want to get rid of your opponent's back row, trust me. Next, we play 1 Kaya's, the Mega Monarch. This guy's really good, especially because you could be playing Erebus a lot, and with his granted effect, when tribute with a dark attribute monster, you get to target not 1, but 2 cards your opponent controls. They must banish all copies they have from their main deck, extra deck, graveyard, whatever. They must banish all copies of set 2 cards your opponent controls, and also they get inflicted another 1,000 points of damage. Trust me, with this guy, and then I once did this against my brother's Gorunix, all gone. Completely abandoned the duel after that. Next up, we gotta play one Zaborg, the Mega Monarch. This guy, I would like to combo him a lot. If you can't get rid of your opponent's cards or set monsters, you can actually, not a lot of people know this, he can target himself when sent to the graveyard. You can send, because he's a level 8 extra deck monsters your opponent has in their extra deck and set them all to the grave, halving your opponent's extra deck. Really good combo. Next up, with all the light and dark attribute monsters we'll be playing, you want to play one BLS, Envoy of the Beginning. Nothing to be said enough right here. Right? That's gonna be all the monsters we'll be playing right here. Next, there's gotta be 3 Pathesium of the Monarch. This guy, everybody knows what he does. You have a Monarch spell card in your hand, you discard, draw 2, you banish it, and then you get another search off. You really want to combo it with your opponent by having him forced to pick, because you don't have to pick different ones, pick 3 Tenacities of the Monarch, so you force your opponent to get another search off. Next up, we play 3 Tenacities of the Monarchs. This guy, again, you want to combo with Panthesium to get another search, and can also, when you banish it for the Prime Monarch, you get a special summon as a monster. You want to get as many cards in your graveyard as humanly possible so you can get good combos off. Next up, we play 3 Domain of the True Monarchs. With this guy, as long as you control a tribute summon monster, your opponent is completely locked out of their extra deck, and if you have a level 8 Monarch, let's say for example, Ether, it becomes a level 6 in your hand so you can get 1 tribute off instead of 2. Next up, I play 1, the Monarch Stoneforth. I feel like he's got to be sooner or later in battle list. He's going to be a 1 anyways, that's why I already played it on 1. But this guy doesn't target, those makes him so broken. Whatever, you can get rid of your opponent's monster and summon your own. Especially you want to set this card with Erebus in your hand, so when her quick effect activates, forcing your opponent to have its tribute summon during their turn, activate Stoneforth to get rid of their monster. Really broken combo. Next up, we play 1 March of the Monarchs. You want to protect your Monarchs as good, so this way they cannot be targeted to destroy your opponent's card effects. So goodbye Regeki, even Bottomless, if you activate it first before tributing it, they can't do anything to get rid of your Monarchs. Next up, we play 1 Return the Monarchs. Basically, what happens is that when you tribute summon, you get to add another Monarch. We play 1 Rhoda to search for a Dea, because she's actually a warrior type, so you want to get this first turn hand as much as humanly possible. Next, we play 1 Twin Twister for more back row destruction, and then 1 for 1 for another Dea summon. Next up, that's all for for spells. Next, we go on trap cards. We play 3, the Prime Monarch. This guy recycles all your spells or traps that are currently in the graveyard that you keep using with Ether or Erebus' effects. And then additionally, should this card be in the grave, you can banish a Monarch spell trap card, and then special summon it as a monster. Really good way to, in case you don't have Adea or Edios in your hand, you could just bring it out for another tribute summon. Next up, we play 2, the Monarchs Erupt. Now, a lot of people play 1 or either this card at all, but I play 2. You wanted to negate all monster effects your opponent will be controlling. This is how you do it. And then, lastly, we play 2 Dark Advanced. With this card, not a lot of people play it or know what it does. What it roughly does is that when you have a Monarch, or actually a monster in general in your graveyard, you can add it to your hand, and then as long as the qualifications are met, you can tribute summon it immediately. And this can be done during your opponent's turn. Alright? And thoroughly wise, because I play Domain and a lot of other cards, I do not use an extra deck. But then again, you don't need to. When you lock your opponents out, you don't need it. Right now, this is my deck profile now. This is again, Timaeus the God Monarch, signing out.